Joining me now is Dr. Paul Zorch of Hilton Head Regional Healthcare to talk summer safety in the water. Dr. Zorch, welcome to the news.
Thank you.
So at Hilton Head Regional Healthcare hospitals, including both Coastal Carolina Hospital and Hilton Head Hospital, do you see jellyfish and stingray injuries?
We do. More jellyfish. Stingrays tend to happen infrequently, which is a good thing because they're certainly terribly painful, but jellyfish are extremely common, and particularly this time of year. There's a couple different jellyfish that like to frequent our beaches, and being that they're transparent and they float around all over the place, nobody can see them, and the waters being that they're so nutrient rich here, they're kind of cloudy, so people don't see them and they run into them quite frequently.
So do you see it all year long or really primarily in the summer?
Primarily in the summer. Jellyfish start to move in when the water warms up a little bit. However, there is a species of jellyfish that likes to frequent our beaches around Christmas time. I don't know too many people that get in the water at Christmas time, but some people do, and you could run into
maybe the polar bear
well.
plunge, but yeah. So how do you know if you should go to the hospital for a jellyfish or stingray injury?
Stingray injuries should go to the hospital. The barb on the base of the stingray's tail is pretty sharp, and there are some venom glands on the sides of the barb that when the stingray strikes you, and I must say that stingrays are not very aggressive animals at all. They sort of like to stay out of your way. And there's one thing that you can do to keep from running into the stingray. We call it the stingray shuffle. When you walk into the surf, you sort of shuffle your feet. And if there's a stingray buried in the sand nearby or close to you, they like to get out of your way. Generally, when they're stepped on inadvertently is when they zap you, or when fishermen reel them in and try to get them off their line, and then the stingray flips its tail and gets the fisherman in the hand or arm or whatever. But they are extremely, extremely painful because of the venom that is released when the barb gets into you. And sometimes the barbs can actually, when they penetrate the skin, can break off, and a barb can be left inside the skin. So clearly those are reasons why you should be seen in the emergency department after a stingray sting. We explore the wound for a retained barb, get an x-ray if we can't see it, irrigate it with hot water, not terribly scalding hot water, but hot water denatures the protein in the venom, which makes the pain go away. And then after that, after exploring the wound and cleaning it out, giving a tetanus booster if it's needed, and then repairing the wound if it's deep enough, and then finally antibiotics to prevent any infection. So stingray injuries, I think, being that they're uncommon and we can prevent them just by a simple thing, by shuffling into the water, should be seen. Jellyfish, on the other hand, tend not to be as bad, although they are painful. Generally, if you get stung by a jellyfish, the lifeguard stands have vinegar, and a vinegar solution helps keep the nematocysts, which are the little, I guess we would call them little cells that are on the tentacles of the jellyfish that release the venom into the skin. And when they pour the vinegar on the wound, it sort of makes the ones that are left there not release any more venom, and that you can remove them. There are a lot of sources that say with jellyfish stings you should rinse in seawater and then have the vinegar applied. Once you apply the vinegar, like I said, it sort of does decrease the incidence of the cysts left behind, injecting any more venom. But pretty easy to take care of. You pick the tentacles off, but if you have an allergic reaction, hives, difficulty breathing, nausea, lightheadedness, dizziness, those would be reasons to be followed up in the emergency room immediately, because they can indicate a more severe reaction to the venom that was put into the skin by the jellyfish.
Well, thank you so much. That was excellent information, and we really appreciate you being with us today.
Thank you very much, and have a great day. Enjoy the beach.